It's an interesting thought, and apparently it's one that the former royal known as Prince Harry truly believes will happen, as our late and wonderful monarch said, in the fullness of time. And of course about his wife, Meghan Markle, desperate for fame and of course budding entrepreneur with her own vlog, The Tig. But you see, Harry is holding out for this. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you today. Thank you also for your comments about Just Like That with Sarah Jessica Parker and the gang. It just proves, doesn't it, that not every remake really takes off. Things are of their time, you know. Difficult to believe, of course, because it was incredibly successful. But I'm sure, like many people said in the comments, they agree that Kim Cattrall was an integral part of that particular series. A little bit risque, many might people say, of the time. But of course, it was of the time. And I believe without Kim, they can't really go forward. It's going to be interesting to see exactly how the girls get out of that. No doubt they'll all be too busy. The usual showbiz line. Back as ever though to your breaking royal story of the day. This really all centres upon Prince Harry because, you know, a lot of the time, and I think at, you know, many points can I say, I do think Prince Harry's been more than honest in some respects because he did want out of the British monarchy. You know, he didn't necessarily want a life of what he was doing. Some might suggest that Meghan Markle simply opened his eyes. You see, his plan really was to follow that of his mother. As we were told, Princess Diana really wanted to remove herself from royal life, but it was difficult for her because she loved the trappings, she loved the power, the adulation, the photographs on the front paper. Whatever he thinks, Princess Diana basked in the light of fame, pre-social media or not. But Prince Harry likes fame, likes all the trappings that money bring and the association of the British monarchy, but he was very keen to relocate himself and do some good ethical work, some people might suggest, over in South Africa, particularly Botswana. And this was apparently the dream that he and Meghan discussed pre-marriage. Of course, fast forward a few years, Meghan's no intentions of letting go of the fame rail, as we can see whether he might want that dream and still talking about wanting his life of charity. Meghan's too busy sticking things on her wrist and swathing herself in 100-degree heats or trying to get influencer deals. This is the world that she lives in. There will never be enough money. And the bottom line is she loves the fame game too much. Hence the reason she's always calling the paparazzi to make sure the relevant pictures go in. I mean, that particular picture with that particular sticker on her wrist was truly embarrassing. I mean, whichever way you look at it, just admit that you're plugging it, you know? Don't bother folding your sleeve back, love. It's so embarrassing. But also, the problem now is this. Prince Harry told a very close source, one you might say that he recently went away with, that he believes in the fullness of time that Meghan will retreat back from the fame game and actually realise the dream that they had initially together. And at this moment in time, he's more than happy to support his wife to see whether her dreams, her realisations will in fact come true. You've got to admire him in many respects, haven't you? How dumb can you be? But the bottom line is, of course, he believes in later life, perhaps a little bit later in life, things will all change for himself and Meghan, and they will relocate to somewhere out of the limelight and do the good deeds that they set out to do. This is going to be interesting, as one might imagine, because apparently that good source did point out that this wasn't necessarily the life that he saw for himself or indeed Meghan. But Prince Harry is nothing but an optimist and truly believes in the fullness of time their work will be fulfilled out of the spotlight doing charitable good causes. I'll leave the rest to you. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.